Well, good morning, everybody. There's some danger that I'm going to repeat myself often as we go through Judges, just because something that has really stood out for me as we move through this COVID-19 pandemic. There's some things from Judges that stands out for me, and we see here um, a father who considers relationship more important than comfort. You gotta let that sink in for a bit. He would rather have um, children who have to walk through difficult times than to have comfortable strangers. And so what we find here is that because Israel has refused to dominate and drive out the nations he had given them to drive out, he is now establishing these nations among Israel. He's keeping them there. He's removing fear from them so that they can take dominance over Israel um, throughout the next stage of their history from time to time. And it's not all of Israel, it's different tribes that they would dominate over. And the reason he's doing this is because he wants them to learn what the previous generations knew. Because see, they had forgotten him. They knew of things, but they've never experienced him, so they've really forgotten him. And he wants them to understand what the previous generations understand, and it's this: salvation belongs to the Lord. Salvation belongs to the Lord. So what he would do is he would withdraw his protection enough to allow a nation to take dominance over them, so that they would realize that they themselves can't, they don't have what they need. They can't do this themselves. It's not by their might, it's not by their power, it's by the Lord. And so he would withdraw enough that this nation wouldn't destroy them, but would take dominance over them. And then they would have to cry out to him because they themselves could not save themselves. And then he would have to come in and raise up a leader, anoint that leader. For that leader then to cause Israel to rise up in all that they were anointed to rise up in, and throw off these tyrant nations. And no matter how many times they got into this situation, Dad never turned them away. He never refused them. He absolutely loved them and had patience with them, and would do this roller coaster thing with them, again and again and again. And that should cause us to stop and pause during this pandemic, and really question ourselves: have we, the church, the body of Christ, been unfaithful? Have we been doing things in our own strength, in our own way? Have we been running businesses and doing things according to our bank accounts, and have really very little to do with faith? And it's just, yeah, are we trying to take dominance over people? Are we allowing a world system? And there's nothing wrong with the world system for the world, but it doesn't work for kingdom people. Um, are we allowing that system to be take dominance over us, so that now we have to get to a point where we have to call out to God for rescue, where he will rescue us, where our Father will come rushing in? Is that where we are? And if we are, then the sooner we get to our knees, the sooner this will be all over. And it's that renewing. And I've heard from different quarters about this being a platform of revival. Um, but I believe it's not revival as some people understand revival. It's not filling the church again with the newly saved. It's the saints coming back to their senses, coming back to their knees, coming back to that incredible relationship. And from there, we will see revival around the world, where it comes to those who are lost. But right now, it's the church that needs to be revived before the mission can be revived. It's the relationship that has to be revived before the mission can be revived. And that is something for you to think about today. And I'm going to keep repeating this as we go through Judges, because this is the piece that's standing out for me. And this is the age that we're in right now. And this is the experience that we're having. So you guys be blessed, be encouraged, and be engaged, and get on your knees.